Hello, future people, and welcome to Great Uncle John's weekly video log. This is episode 18, I believe. It is May the 6th, 2018. Lovely day today. Spring has finally arrived here in Ottawa. It was a bit rainy, but warm this week. That should help lift many people's spirits. It was a quiet work week for me. We did some yard work over the weekend and cleaned up some junk, and we got the yard and garden, started to get it ready for barbecue and planting season. I am finishing a video on Bunker Hill that I need to upload, and I'm working on a video on how to erect an 8-person tent that we purchased at Canadian Tire. I should have both of those videos up over the next few days. I've crossed the threshold for monetization at YouTube. I have over 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of view time in the past year. So now I just have to wait for them to review and rubber stamp my... It's not an application, it automatically gets reviewed when you hit those milestones. So I'm hoping that goes okay, and by this time next week I will be able to monetize again. As I mentioned before, I was only making about $25 a month or so from my videos, but that was increasing steadily, and I felt I was just starting to reach a bit of a critical mass. I don't mind making minimal money, but I would like the challenge and opportunity of making some money, so we'll see. Let's see, I'm reading White Trash again. White Trash, the 400-year untold history of class in America by Nancy Eisenberg. I'm at the Andrew Jackson era in 1830s, and interesting to note that the term cracker was used as a pejorative for poor white people for a very long time. It's been around since the 1700s. Nobody knows exactly where it originated, but it came to mean squatters or landless people who moved about the frontier of mostly the southern states, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, the Virginias. So the frontiers of those southern states, landless people would set up homesteads or just clear some land and live there and hunt, and they were pretty much beyond the reach of civilization. And Jackson himself was a world-class asshole and could give Trump a run for the money as worst president. In fact, Jackson was widely considered to be the worst president until Trump showed up. So anyway, the book is an interesting look at how the marginalized, poor white trash, to use the title of the book, has been a fact of life since Europeans started colonizing North America, and have always been a factor in politics. Populist politicians have often either villainized them or tried to curry favor with them. So let's just jump right to Trump, shall we? It was another dumpster fire of a week in the Trump presidency. The Trump team leaked a bunch of questions that Mueller would like to put to Trump in an interview. Then, of course, he said that Mueller leaked it, and then I'm not sure if they ever admitted to leaking them or not, but it's pretty obvious there's spelling errors, I guess, in the leaked questions, so that kind of shows that it came from the Trump team. So they pretty much cover what we would expect: campaign finance, conspiracy to work with the Russians, obstruction of justice, so seem to be the main areas of interest for the investigation. And then there was a flurry of lawyer quittings. Ty Cobb, I think, was one. I forget the other guy's name. But they were fairly reasonable lawyers who I think wanted Trump to sit down with Mueller to help wrap up the investigation. I guess, see, there's two schools of thought currently on that Trump should sit down with Mueller, answer his questions, put some sort of time limit on it, 2 or 3 hours. That's actually a relatively new thing from the past week. Or not sit down with him. Mueller has threatened to subpoena Trump, and I guess they would fight that to the Supreme Court, and the experts that I listen to say that they would lose because presidents have been subpoenaed in the past, including Bill Clinton. So, at one way or the other, Trump will probably end up having to sit with Mueller, so they might as well negotiate something that where there maybe perhaps no lead questions that he's going to be asked, and give him a time frame. I mean, they're at a point where their lies are starting to sort of tangle up and bump into each other, and people can't keep their story straight, as Trump himself humorously said on a TV question and answer. Rudy Giuliani became his lawyer and went out on Fox News last Wednesday and did what I'm sure is a now famous interview with Trump ally Sean Hannity, and admitted that Trump had made the Stormy Daniels payment, and tried to excuse it, said it wasn't a campaign finance violation. And he said lots of other stupid things. It was absolutely ridiculous, how they let that guy off the leash. And meanwhile, Stormy Daniels' lawyer Michael Avenatti is strutting around on TV like the cock of the walk, and he is, and it's hard to comprehend how stupid and frankly fucked Trump is. The hammer must be coming down soon, I would think. Will Trump talk to Mueller? Will there be a subpoena? Will they wrap it up before the midterms? All this, future people. I wish you could message me from the future and give me some spoilers. Internationally, the Koreas look like they are quickly becoming buddies. That's almost like a crumbling of the Berlin Wall type moment. It's happened so fast. There is talk of a Nobel Prize for Trump, which makes people laugh. And to be honest, honestly, I think his bellicose name calling and saber rattling might have had an effect on Kim. Maybe it was speaking his language somehow. So, if Trump can just do nothing for the next few months and not screw it up, then perhaps there will be peace in the Korean Peninsula and less chance of a Korean rocket hitting North America. And sure, give Trump a Nobel Prize, give him an Academy Award, a Juno, whatever it takes. So, but something tells me Trump won't be able to avoid messing it up somehow. Back here in Ontario land, we have a month to go before the election. Doug Ford has a big lead, or at least he did the last time I saw a poll, but I can't seem to find any recent polling. I just looked in Google before I started this up, and the news media and citizens seem largely disinterested in what's going on here, which may be bad news for Ford. People seem to hate Wynne and are sick of the Liberals, but if Ford can't light a fire under those people to go out and vote, he may lose his majority. He might end up having to settle for a minority. I don't think there's much of a way he can lose, but he could lose his majority. I haven't seen, which honestly I think would be a blessing for Ontario, so we'll see if they make the right choice. But anyway, I haven't seen much advertising for Ford. I'm not in cable and don't listen to much commercial radio, but so far on TuneIn and on Facebook, I've only seen Liberal ads. I read that the Tories are supposedly out fundraising the Liberals, but they don't seem to know how to spend it, or at least not in the venues that I consume. They truly seem to be a party of buffoons. There was a CBC report that Ford was thinking of selling the Toronto Greenbelt to developers. This, of course, outraged the vote-rich GTA, and Ford denied it, although there was apparently tape of him saying it. I haven't seen it yet. There's a debate coming up tomorrow night, I believe, Monday night. Maybe that will shake things up a bit. So far, it's been fairly dull and just sort of depressing, thinking that Ford might be our premier because he's so unqualified, just like Trump was. Anyway, that's it for me. I will be back next week, I hope, flailing about and trying to interpret what is happening. So we'll see you next week. Thanks.